I took care of my paralyzed mother-in-law for 10 years. When my mother-in-law died, my husband divorced me immediately. He used my son to trick me into leaving the house and married his first love in a high-profile manner. I went to ask for an explanation, but was pushed off a tall building by my son and died tragically. It turned out that the father and son had already let out their anger. When I opened my eyes again and went back to 10 years ago, I would send their whole family to the crematorium this time. Let's divorce. Lin Cheng's cold voice pulled my consciousness back and I was reborn. After Lin Cheng came back from get off work, he suddenly asked me for a divorce. In my previous life, I cried and questioned Lin Cheng. What did I do wrong? Why did I want a divorce? My son will be a senior in high school next year. If I divorce him at this time, what will happen to my son? But I didn't expect that Lin Cheng was determined to divorce me, but he suddenly regretted it the next day. He said that he gave up the divorce because of his son. I was secretly glad that he woke up in time and secretly vowed to care for him more and save this marriage. In the afternoon, I received a call from Lin Cheng telling me that my mother-in-law was sick. After living a new life, I finally understood that Lin Cheng had cheated on me a long time ago. The reason why he gave up the divorce was because he was worried that without me as a free babysitter, no one would take care of his paralyzed mother-in-law. I looked up and looked at Lin Cheng. Okay, I agree to the divorce. Lin Cheng was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect me to agree so readily. If you agree, it will be easy. I can give you the custody of my son, but I ask you to leave the house. She had a beautiful idea. Before I could say anything, my son suddenly opened the door and rushed out. I don't want to be with my mother. She is a control freak. I would rather die with her. Looking at my son's hateful eyes, which overlapped with his eyes when he pushed me off the high building in his previous life, my body couldn't help but tremble. After my son entered junior high school, he couldn't keep up with his studies and secretly fell in love early. In order to improve his grades, I quit my high-paying job and tutored him full-time. In my previous life, with my hard work, my son was admitted to a key university ungraduated. After graduation, he successfully entered a large factory and earned $1 million salary. But my son did not thank me. He regarded me as his enemy, thinking that I deprived him of his freedom and made him lose the right to love. After my mother-in-law died, he teamed up with Lin Cheng to trick me out of the house and called Lin Cheng's first love, Mom, in front of me. I worked hard to plan for him, but he was brutally killed. It's better not have such an ungrateful person. My son left angrily. Lin Cheng looked at me with great pride. I thought you also know that my son has always listened to me the most. As long as I persuade him, my son will definitely agree to be with you. I looked at Lin Cheng coldly and said, I don't want custody. Lin Cheng was stunned again. Shun, what crazy talk are you talking about? We are talking about the custody of our son. You know, I am busy with work and have no time to tutor my son. He has no one to tutor him, and his grades will plummet. It turns out that he also knows that his son has achieved today's results because of my hard work. I sneered. He wants freedom and needs a father. Is it wrong for me to fulfill his wish? Custody is given to you, and you leave the house. Lin Cheng got angry and said it was impossible. I looked at him coldly. Zhang Shangyi said what he said to me, and I gave it back to him in person. How can my son not be as important as those properties in your eyes? Don't try to sow discord. I saw through Lin Cheng's thoughts that he was so anxious that he was about to jump up and down. After a moment, Lin Cheng slowly calmed down. Okay, I agree to your request, but I not only want custody, but I also want you to promise that you will never see my son, so that he will not be influenced by a cold-blooded mother like you. Lin Cheng knows best how much I have paid for my son over the years. If I hadn't died once, I would never give up my son. Lin Cheng knew this very well, and he said this just to test me, but unfortunately he made a wrong calculation. Okay, since we have discussed it, let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to sign a divorce. When we arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau, Lin Cheng's eyes were still full of confidence. Shan Xinghai will give you one last chance. Before she finished speaking, I quickly interrupted him. No, they have started working. Let's go to the procedures quickly. I am much more anxious about divorce than he is. When I heard the news that my mother-in-law was ill, I was still worried that he would change his mind. Lin Cheng sneered coldly. Shenzhen, I will never change this. When the divorce receipt was received, Lin Cheng was still very confident. Xiang Zhuanpi, I know what you are thinking. The cooling off period is 30 days. You still have a chance to regret it, right? I laughed angrily. Lin Cheng, I'm afraid that you will regret it. Lin Cheng glared at me angrily. My career is on the rise. I will soon become a regional manager and my future is limitless. You don't even have a job. You are a housewife who depends on me for support. If I divorce you, I will only be so happy that I want to set off fireworks to celebrate. When he said this, I couldn't help but want to applaud him. I took out my mobile phone, turned on the video, and pointed it at Lin Cheng. Let's make a deal. Whoever regrets it is a dump. You are so confident. Do you dare to record it? Lin Cheng nodded and glared at me with gritted teeth. It's a relief. If you regret it after 30 days and beg me not to divorce, you will be a bitch worse than pigs and dogs. After recording the video, I put my phone away. If Lin Cheng regrets, I will take the video to his company and play it in full screen to see how much of a dog he is. Coming out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, Lin Cheng's phone suddenly rang. What's wrong with your mother? Realizing that the plague god has arrived, I was afraid of being tainted by bad luck, so I took a taxi and left quickly. After returning home, he was drenched and harassed. I turned off my phone and went to sleep. I don't know how long I slept. The door was suddenly kicked open by someone. I was so scared that I jumped up from the bed. My son stood at the door and stared at me fiercely. Grandma is in the hospital. Why are you still sleeping? How can you be a daughter-in-law like you? I looked at him coldly. What does your grandma's hospitalization have to do with me? Didn't your dad tell you that I have divorced him? My son yelled at me angrily. Go to the hospital to serve your grandma now. Otherwise, don't blame me for not recognizing you in this life. I got up and walked out of the bed, raised my hand and slapped him in the face. My son covered his face and stared at me in disbelief. You actually hit me. Are you a pervert? You can't control me, so you threaten me with force. I laughed in anger. You are a human being, but I thought you were an animal. Before he could open his mouth to refute, I interrupted him first. Animals know how to be grateful to their mothers, but forget that as a human being, they yell at their mothers who gave birth to them and raised them. You are a pervert and you should get out of here. You are worse than an animal. My son stared at me with red eyes and hatred. I hate you and I don't want to see you again. After saying that, he stormed out of the door. After he left, I looked at my palms with heartache and regret. My poor hands are dirty. I should have beaten him with the soles of my shoes. When I came back in the early morning, he threw off his clothes as soon as he entered the door and glared at me with anger. I think you are really crazy. You didn't answer the phone call and beat my son away. What do you want? I looked at him calmly. Which law stipulates that I must answer your call. Don't forget that we are divorced. As for my son, he is my son. If he thinks there is something wrong with me beating him, he can sue me. My attitude of giving up completely irritated Lin Cheng, and he kicked the chair down angrily. She's in. Aren't you afraid that my son and I really don't want you? A full-time housewife like you, who doesn't dress up or take care of yourself every day with big shoulders and a big waist, a greasy face, and is as sloppy as a sow, who will want you if you leave me, who will take care of you in your old age without your son. I picked up the kettle beside me and poured the whole kettle of water on Lin Cheng's head. I really hated that I didn't boil the water in time and didn't give Lin Cheng a chance to react. I rushed forward, grabbed his collar, and hit him hard on the temple. You bastard. I married you at the age of 25, took care of the family and educated the children for you, and stayed in the kitchen every day to save money to wash clothes and cook, and haven't bought a new set of clothes in 3 years. You actually have the nerve to call me a thing worse than a sow. Why don't you just die? I couldn't stop because of my anger, and I punched Lin Cheng on the head again and again. Lin Cheng is confident that I can't leave him because he knows that I have devoted myself to my family all these years, taking the family as the center and considering the family as more important than my life. But he doesn't know that I have died once. He only has hatred but no love for me. The noise was too loud, which attracted the complaints from the neighbors next door. The knock on the door made me sober. It was really wrong to accompany such a scumbag for the rest of my life. I let go of him. Lin Cheng looked at him coldly. He had never seen me like this before. There was fear in his eyes when he looked at me. Shan Shentuan, are you really crazy? How dare you abuse me? I looked at him coldly. Do you believe that I dare to kill people when I'm angry? She shrank her neck subconsciously. I shouted at him impatiently. What on earth are you going to do? It's okay. Get out of here. He hesitated and seemed to have made a very difficult decision. Shanzin, for the sake of my son, I decided to give you another chance and not divorce. What did you say? I screamed and stared at Lin Sheng with wide eyes. Lin Cheng raised his mouth. His expression was quite proud. I am doing this for the sake of my son. If you don't listen, don't blame me. Before he finished speaking, my phone had already started playing the video I had recorded before. Whoever regrets is a dog. I frowned at Lin Cheng. I didn't expect you to want it so urgently. When you, Lin Cheng pointed at me angrily. You save your trouble, you have guts. In the end, Lin Cheng was pissed off by me and left. Before leaving, I did not forget to remind him that the divorce agreement requires you to move out within a week. Don't forget your mother. What responded to me was the loud sound of Lin Cheng closing the door. The next morning, my son, who had disappeared for a day, suddenly appeared. My son, who had always been cold and arrogant to me, suddenly changed his attitude and took the initiative to admit his mistakes to me. Mom, I know I was wrong. You took care of me very hard before. I shouldn't have said that to you. There must be something wrong when things are abnormal, and there must be a knife when the putty turns back. In order to find out my son's true intentions, I decided to pretend to accept him first. I receive your apology. My son immediately rushed towards me with a smile on his face. Mom, didn't you often teach me to be filial? Grandma is sick now. Please accompany me to see her. I refused directly. I was too busy. After that, I packed up and prepared to go out. Mom, go get it. You haven't made breakfast for me yet. I didn't even look back. Your dad is not dead yet. I knew Lin Cheng would not give in so easily, but I didn't expect her to be so cruel. I came back in the afternoon, and as soon as I entered the door, I saw my mother-in-law lying in the living room. At this time, she had a stroke and was placed in the middle of the living room by Lin Cheng. I also received a message from Lin Cheng on my mobile phone. I am on a business trip for a week. You take good care of Mom. Don't let me down. Seeing me come in, my mother-in-law spoke anxiously. Xingxin, damn good daughter-in-law, you are finally back. It's Mom who is useless. Mom is a burden to you. She cried as she spoke, her face full of tears. She thought I would be soft-hearted, but she didn't know that I understood her disgust better than anyone else. In my previous life, my mother-in-law was afraid that I would not serve her, so she promised to transfer the house in her hometown to my name. In order to reassure me, she also asked Lin Cheng to bring me a real estate certificate. After Lin Cheng divorced me, I found out that the house had long been transferred to my sister-in-law by my mother-in-law, and the real estate certificate she gave me was forged. Every time Lin Cheng went out to date her first love, it was this old woman who was covering for her. I served her wholeheartedly and let her live decently for 10 years, but she not only did not feel any gratitude, but also turned a grudge and teased me. This old woman should rot in bed. Anti-Lin Cheng and I have divorced. This is my daughter-in-law, don't yell. The mother-in-law was stunned for a moment, and then looked at me with complaints in her eyes. Xingxin, don't say angry words. Mom knows you love Lin Jitiu. Mom is here now. Mom will make the decision for you, and I guarantee that Lin Cheng will not dare to ask for a divorce from you again. This old woman doesn't understand human language. I don't argue with her. I turned back to my room and packed a box of luggage. I haven't traveled since I got married, so I took this opportunity to go on a trip. Seeing me carrying a suitcase, the old lady was anxious. Xingxin, where are you going? I ignored her. Anyway, she is not my mother. I don't care. As soon as I arrived at the airport, I received a call from my son. On the other end of the phone, my son cried heartbreaking, Mom, something big happened at home. You hurry back. I couldn't help but frown. What happened? My son cried and wailed, Grandma, he. There was worry in my voice. Is he dead? Although she is an old lady, if she really died in that house, it would easily affect the house price. The son paused, obviously, before speaking. No, it's just that Grandma has no one to take care of her now. It's really pitiful. Dad didn't come back from overtime. Not only Grandma is hungry, but even I didn't have dinner. I laughed in anger. Lindsay, Yang, you are already a sophomore in high school. Can't you cook for yourself if you don't have food to eat? If you really can't do it, order takeout. Are you a waste with degenerated limbs and unable to take care of yourself? If there is nothing else, I will hang up first. I am in a hurry to get on the plane. After saying that, I hung up the phone directly without giving my son a chance to say the second sentence. There is one thing that Lin Cheng said is very right. I have lived too much for my family in these years and have long forgotten that I was once an independent and strong person. I turned off my mobile phone, got on the plane, and started my latest journey. It was already early in the morning when the plane arrived in Nanchang. After turning on my mobile phone, countless X messages came in, basically all from Lin Cheng. Before I finished reading all the messages, Lin Cheng called again. Shang Shang, are you out of your mind? Can't you understand human words? I told you that I was on a business trip, but you went on a trip. I was speechless for a while. I am a human being and can only understand human words. Naturally, I can't understand what the beast says. Lin Cheng's angry roar came from the receiver. What will happen to my mother if you leave? Shangxing, I'm Yang so selfish. It's a shame for young Yang to have a mother like you. I found that Lin Cheng really didn't understand what I was saying, so I hung up the phone and blocked him directly. It was already noon the next day when I opened my eyes. In the past, I had to get up at 6 o'clock every day to prepare breakfast for my family. Although I was at home full time, I didn't have a moment of free time. Now, I don't mind sleeping until dark alone. Yanzheng is a very remote town in the south. It doesn't have the prosperity of the city, but it exudes a quiet and leisurely atmosphere. I walk around the town in my spare time. These 3 or 4 days are the most comfortable time I had after 18 years of marriage. Just as I was about to get up, I received a call from the head teachers, E.H.I. Yang's mothers. G.H.I. Yang hasn't come to school for 2 days. The schoolwork is very tight now. Other students are afraid of missing a class. Say Jiang's absence has a great impact on him. If I received this call in my previous life, even if I was lying in the emergency room, I would try my best to crawl back and send Lindsay H.I. Yang back to the classroom. Excuse me, teacher. Lindsay H.I. Yang's father and I have divorced. Currently, Lindsay H.I. Yang's custody is in the hands of his father. Please contact his father. I don't care whether this is Lin Cheng's method or Lin Zhao Yang's own idea. I can't sacrifice myself for anyone again. Anyway, Lindsay H. Yang doesn't like to study. He thinks that I forced him to study and ruined his life. Then I will fulfill him in this life. If I hadn't been willing to be a free nanny and free caregiver at home, Lin Cheng would never have lived so freely. I know that Lin Cheng will not let me go so easily, but I didn't expect him to be so shameless. I not only blocked Lin Cheng, but also cut off contact with Lin Zhi Yang. It was not until my longtime friend Liu Yun called that I knew something was wrong. What is going on between you and Yan Yang? Why did it become so big? I was confused when I received the call. What did Lin Zhi Yang do? Knowing that I was traveling and not at home, Liu Yun asked me to open the short video app to check the latest video he sent. Seeing the head portrait of my son on the cover, I had an ominous premonition in my heart. When I clicked on the video, I saw my son's tearful accusation in front of the camera. Mom, can you come back? I really want to study. Please help me, okay? She said that she was originally a high school sophomore with excellent academic performance. Her mother went on a trip and didn't want to take care of her sick grandmother. She had a good relationship with her grandmother since she was a child. In order to save her grandmother's life, she was forced to stop school to take care of her. When I clicked on his homepage, there was another video. The content of the video was a recording of a call with me. After editing, Only 2 sentences of scolding from me were left. Are you a waste with degenerated limbs and unable to take care of yourself? I hung up first because I was rushing to get on the plane. Both videos were very popular, and each video had thousands of comments. I didn't expect that my ungrateful son had acting talent. I clenched my phone and clicked on the comment section. I had already encountered venomous netizens who wanted to spray me to death, but surprisingly, the comments in the comment section were not as venomous as I imagined. Although many people sprayed me and scolded me for being selfish and completely disregarding the life and death of the child for my own enjoyment and letting a child stop school to take care of a patient at such an important time in the second year of high school, however, some netizens believe that we should not only listen to the son's one-sided word. There are too many true and false information on the internet now, and netizens do not want to be used. The most amazing thing is that a netizen asked his son in the commentary, "Where's your father? Is he dead?" Seeing this comment, I couldn't help laughing and silently like this netizen. Looking at the video that was getting more and more popular, I was very excited. He is really my good son. He really helped me. After watching the video, I called Lin Ching, and my voice could not hide my excitement. Why did you post such a video? Lin Ching pretended to be calm. It's because of you. If you weren't selfish, would Yang Yang be in such a mess? I can hear that he is trying his best to restrain himself and pretend to be serious. I don't know how to laugh in his heart. I roared, "You let Yang Yang delete the video immediately and go back to school." Did you hear it? Lin Cheng said slowly, "Yang Yang goes to school. What should my mother do? Besides, Yang Yang is also a big child now. Can you listen to what I say? Worry free. Don't be selfish." I almost laughed out loud. Lin Cheng, since you don't want to delete it, don't regret it. The old scumbag is still playing tricks on me. After hanging up the phone, I posted the latest comment in the comment section of the video. I told the whole story and also disclosed the fact that Lin Cheng and I have divorced and put the receipt from the Civil Affairs Bureau. An hour later, when I opened the comment section again, the comment I left had been pushed to the first place by netizens, and below were messages from various netizens. I thought my father was dead, but it turned out that my father was still alive. The ungrateful son cheated his mother for more than 10 years, but he also wanted his mother to be a free nanny for a lifetime. It's so disgusting. The ungrateful son still has the face to wither. My mother-in-law's retribution has come true. Aren't you afraid of a family of ungrateful wolves? The subtitles on the full screen are all condemnations of Lindsay H.I. Yang. Don't worry, this is just the beginning. I was originally worried that after the cooling off period, Lin Sheng would find a way to drag his feet and not divorce me. Now with these 2 videos of Lin H.I. Yang, I am not afraid anymore. The phone rang with an unfamiliar call. I turned on the hand-free mode and threw it aside. Lindsay H.I. Yang's hysterical roar came from the receiver. "Shen Shen, you pervert, you will not be satisfied until you force me to death. Okay, you don't want to talk, right? I'll die in front of you. I hope you won't regret it when you collect my body." I spoke anxiously. "Wait." Lindsay H.I. Yang, who was about to hang up the phone, stopped again. "Don't try to dissuade me. Unless you apologize publicly online, come back and kneel down to beg your father for forgiveness, and finally promise to take good care of your grandmother, I will never agree. My good eldest son is really good at making arrangements for me, but it's a pity that I'm not here to persuade him not to die. This kind of ungrateful person has the lowly genes of the neighbor in his bones. I won't be sad if he dies. Durang, I just want to ask if you will also do a live broadcast when you commit suicide. What time is it? Let me know. I'll give you a reward and top the list and take advantage of the popularity." There was silence on the other end of the phone for a while, and then Lindsay H. Yang's crazy roar broke out. "Shen Shen, are you sick? Even a tiger won't eat its own cubs. And you actually want to use my life to graphic." I sneered. "Aren't you trying to suicide? You want to die so much, can't your wish for the last time?" Lindsay Yang's defense was broken and his voice was choked with sobs. "You don't deserve to be a mother, I agree. I really don't deserve to be the mother of an ungrateful person. Your father loves you so much, you can go find him." Perhaps unable to bear my indifference, the phone was hung up directly. The next morning, I was still dazed and hadn't woken up yet when I received a call from my mother. Sing-sin, come back quickly. Your father is in the hospital. The dizzy brain instantly cleared up. I immediately bought the nearest bus and rushed back to my hometown. Lin Zai Yang was curled up on the sofa in the living room, leisurely playing games on his mobile phone. Why are you here? He looked up and rolled his eyes at me. If it wasn't for my grandma begging, I wouldn't have come. Before I could fight back, an old voice came from inside the house. Yang, Grandma is hungry. Let your grandma cook quickly. My eyes widened instantly, and then I rushed to my bedroom. The moment I opened the door, my whole head exploded. The old vicious woman was lying on my bed, looking at me with smug eyes. Oh, you still remember to come back. I thought that the old Shin family's ancestral to miraculously gave birth to a good daughter who didn't recognize her relatives. I gritted my teeth and glared at him. Who asked you to come? Is it Lin Cheng? I know Lin Cheng is a scum, but I didn't expect him to be so despicable. There were footsteps behind me. I turned around and saw that Lindsay Yang was already standing behind me, staring at me with dissatisfaction. Don't wrongly accuse my dad for no reason. Grandma wanted to see me and begged me to come and live with me, so I asked Grandma to come with me. Is there any problem with this? The old vicious woman said arrogantly, even if you still wrongly accuse my son, it was your Shun family who begged me to come. I stared at Lindsay Yang and said, does my dad's hospitalization have anything to do with you? Lindsay Yang subconsciously lowered his head, and the old woman shouted, your father is in the hospital. That's because he is in poor health and has high blood pressure. Don't take off your pants and fart. If you keep accusing my grandson, I will make you pay for it. The anger rushed to my father in an instant. I raised my hand and slapped Lindsay Yang's face hard. He covered his face and looked at me in disbelief. You hit me again? I rolled up my sleeves and took a stance. Hitting you is light. I will kill you today, you unfaithful and unfilial little beast. At the critical moment, there was a roar from the door. Shen Sin, what are you doing? I looked up. Mom, why are you back? Where's my dad? How is he? In the hospital. I saw my dad. He just woke up and was lying on the bed, very weak. Seeing me coming, my dad was very emotional. Dad, don't be angry first. Listen to me to finish my words, okay? My mother also persuaded. Yes, my aunt. Don't you know who our daughter is? Listen to him to finish his words, okay? My dad listens to my mother the most in his life. With my mother's persuasion, his emotions were a little calmer. Then tell me, why don't you want to divorce even the child? What do you want to do? Is it really like Yang said? Are you really crazy? I sighed deeply. The one who proposed the divorce was Lin Cheng. He had someone else outside and wanted me to leave the house, but he didn't expect his mother to suddenly fall ill. So she was moved again, thinking of making me a free babysitter for his family for life and beating his mother for 2 lifetimes. I know the tragedy of not speaking up. Although I care about my parents' feelings, I think it's better to talk about it openly than for them to be used by others. What? Mother exclaimed. I didn't expect that Lin Cheng, who looked like a decent person, could do such a despicable thing. My father frowned and stared at me seriously. Why did Yang say that? Could he lie to hurt you? I smiled bitterly. Lin Yang is a complete and grateful person. Lin Cheng was dating that woman, and he was covering for her. I can't tell my parents about my past life. My past and present life are too unreal. I have a copy of the video that Lin Yang posted before. I took out my phone and handed it to my parents. They were completely shocked when they saw it. My father was full of grief. How could Yang become like this? She loves Lin very much. I can understand his feelings. Compared with my father, my mother is much more transparent in seeing people. Even animals are more sensible than him when he slanders his own mother in public. I shouldn't have stopped Zingson from hitting her just now. Seeing that my mother's face was red with anger, I hurried to help her calm down. Tell me what's going on at home. I learned it from my mother that Lindsay Yang called my father last night and cried, saying that I divorced Lindsay Yang and left him alone to travel. He didn't even have food to eat at home. After my parents found out, they immediately wanted to come to my house to take care of their grandson. Lindsay H. I. Yang disagreed and said that he wanted to come to their house. Naturally, my parents would not refuse. The next morning, Lin Cheng drove his mother and Lin Zai H. I. Yang to come. I live in the center of the provincial capital, and my parents live in a remote town, hundreds of kilometers apart. I originally wanted to wait until I got the divorce certificate before going back to explain it to my parents, but I underestimated Lin Cheng's shamelessness. Seeing the paralyzed mother-in-law placed in the living room, my parents were stunned and asked Lindsay H. I. Yang what happened. Lindsay H. I. Yang cried and said that it was my fault. Coupled with the old woman's weird curse, my father's blood pressure soared and he was admitted to the hospital. Thinking of the disgusting father and son of the Lin family, I was full of anger. This time I will never let them go. Seeing my silence, my father sighed and persuaded me. Lin Cheng did so much. Do you want a divorce? We two old people didn't say anything, but Yang Yang is still a child after all. I think my mother immediately went crazy. This kind of ungrateful wolf is not allowed. Hasn't he heard the old saying that a beggar mother should not be a godfather? He thinks his father is a good seed. He can get good results by following such a scumbag. We just have to wait and see the retribution. With my mother's words, my father changed his mind instantly, and my hanging heart also relaxed a lot. Mom, you stay with Dad in the hospital for the next 2 days. My mother looked at me worriedly. Your dad has me here. You don't have to worry. You have to take care of yourself. Don't be impulsive. I chuckled. Mom, what are you thinking? I won't waste my youth for a bad guy. That's not worth it. I went to clean up the garbage. After I came out of the hospital, I didn't go home, but went directly to Lin Cheng's company. The culprit is Lin Cheng, and he must not be allowed to hide behind be beautiful and invisible. The moment I appeared in Lin Cheng's office, she was dumbfounded. Hao Jing stood up excitedly, with panic flashing in his eyes. You threw your paralyzed old mother to your ex-wife's house, forced your elderly parents to take care of you, and made your ex-father-in-law so angry that he was admitted to the hospital. Hearing what I said, Lin Cheng was anxious. Shut up, shut up. I looked at her with a sneer. Don't you like to instigate your son to use live broadcast? Okay, I will also do a live broadcast today to see how disgusting you are under your sanctimonious suit as a senior manager sitting in an office building. Lin Cheng rushed over to cover my mouth, and I took out a stack of flyers from my bag and said, believe it or not, I will go to the door of your company and throw them out now. Lin Cheng was really scared as his career was on the rise. If he was caught by the enemy now, there would be no hope for his promotion. Shenhua, no matter what you want to do, I will agree to it, okay? I glared at him coldly and said, go and take your useless mother away right now. If you delay for a minute, I will ruin your reputation. Lin Cheng still wanted to quibble. It's not me, Yang Yang. He came up with this idea because he saw that I was working hard and had to take care of my mother. It's rare to be so despicable. I sneered and said, I don't have the patience to listen to you again. Seeing that I was not joking, Lin Cheng grabbed the car keys and walked out. When I took my dad home from the hospital, the house was quiet. My mother sat on the sofa in the living room and sulked. Their father was so angry, but they were not held accountable. They were lucky. I comforted my mother softly. Don't worry, they will be punished when I get the divorce certificate. After hearing this, my mother comforted me and said, don't do stupid things. How could I do stupid things for a scumbag? A few days later, as soon as the cooling off period ended, I immediately made an appointment with Lin Cheng to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to renew the certificate. When I waited until 10 o'clock, Lin Cheng did not show up, and he did not answer the phone. I guessed that this scumbag was going to stand me up. I called her directly to his colleague in the company. 1 minute after hanging up the phone, Lin Cheng called me, and his exasperated voice came from the receiver. Shenxing, what do you want to do? I laughed angrily. You stood me up and asked me what I wanted to do. Do you want to get the divorce certificate or not? Lin Cheng said hard. I don't agree if you don't take the previous divorce agreement. Unless you give me all the property, you wanted to just pat your butt and walk away. No way. I laughed. Let's file a lawsuit. Anyway, you cheated on me during marriage. The court will eventually rule that we divorce. Then you will be ruined. Lin Cheng roared angrily. You are talking nonsense. I was too lazy to argue with him, so I sent her the kissing photos of him and my colleague. I knew that after I went out to travel, Lin Cheng would only be more unscrupulous in his relationship with the mistress, so I asked someone to keep an eye on Lin Cheng before I left. Now I have a lot of evidence in my hands. In less than half an hour, Lin Cheng appeared in front of me. He glared at me, and his eyes almost killed me. What good will it do if Shenzhen destroys me? Are you really not afraid that Yang Yong will never recognize you as his mother in the future? At this point, he still thinks that I am thinking about that ungrateful son. I kicked him and said, stop talking nonsense and come with me to get the divorce certificate. After that, I turned around to get a number. I don't believe he dares to walk out of this door. Lin Cheng struggled for 10 years to climb to his current position. The more he cares about something, the more desperately he will try to hold on to it. Seeing that I was very determined, the staff in the certificate application area stopped persuading me, so I got my divorce certificate. Before leaving, Lin Cheng did not forget to threaten me. You wait, you will regret it. A few days later, I brought people to my house, and Lin Cheng did not do what I said, and the whole family still lived in my house. Seeing me appear, Lin Cheng's face was dark. Before he spoke, the old vicious woman on the bed started to clamor, wanting us to leave, unless we stepped over my dead body. Lin Yang glared at me angrily. Worry-free. My dad has divorced you. What else do you want? I waved to the 3 burly men behind me. Let's do it. The leading man stepped forward and grabbed Lin Cheng's shoulder and pulled him out with all his strength. Lin Cheng was anxious and screamed, What are you doing? This is my house. Believe it or not, I will call the police to arrest you. The man took out the real estate certificate from his bag and showed it to Lin Cheng. Now this is my house. You live in my house, and you still want to call the police to arrest me. You are out of your mind. The Lin family was dumbfounded. Lin Cheng looked at me in astonishment. What was going on? After the house was transferred, I took the property certificate to find a mortgage company. I briefly explained my situation and offered the lowest price. The mortgage company boss readily agreed. As long as the procedures were legal and compliant, they were not afraid of rogues at all. Rogues were afraid of bullies, and bullies were afraid of people who didn't care about their lives. They had a lot of people who were willing to go out for money. With this house, Lin Cheng would definitely keep trouble with me. Only in this way could the house be sold most efficiently. The leading man waved at me. Sister, if you stay, you can leave. I smiled, took out a red envelope and handed it to the man. Brother, you've worked hard, and we're moving to a new house. As soon as I got in the car, I received a video sent to me by the leading man. In the video, Lin Cheng, who has always been arrogant, knelt on the ground in embarrassment. Can I move now? The old poisonous woman also supported herself and cried, Well, don't touch my son. Let's go, please. These big brothers were really fooled. It was a good deal to watch such a wonderful video with a small red envelope of a few hundred yuan. After putting away my phone, I rushed back to my hometown and sent my parents to the station to meet up with the tour group I booked. My father's health has recovered. I signed them up for a pure tourism tour for a month so that they can go out and relax, and I don't have to worry about the future. As soon as the tour bus left, I immediately sent the mail that I had edited in advance on my phone. I should settle the accounts of my previous life with the scumbag. The email contains evidence of Zhu Qin, a female colleague who cheated on her. 3 years ago, Zhu Qin met Lin Cheng at a class reunion. Zhu Qin disliked Lin Cheng long at the time and broke up with Lin Cheng not long after graduating from college. Now Lin Cheng is also a little successful. Zhu Qin, who had just divorced, hooked up with Lin Cheng again. Lin Cheng also took advantage of his position to arrange Zhu Qin into the company under the guise of work, but actually had an affair in the office. I sent this email to Lin Cheng through Ding Talk in the company. Everyone in their company received this email. The content in it was reported to be enough to ruin the reputation of the two and completely make them unable to gain a foothold in the company. At the same time, I also copied this email to Zhu Qin's ex-husband. I heard from friends who are familiar with Wu Zhuqian that her ex-husband is particularly jealous. As long as Zhu Qin chats with men more, her ex-husband will beat her up. Zhu Qin was also afraid of being beaten by him, so she applied for divorce. If the ex-husband knew that Zhu Qin had hooked up with Lin Chang during the divorce agreement, would he let the two of them go with his temper? A few days later, a good friend told me that Lin Chang and Zhu Qin were fired. The ex-husband rushed to the company on the day he received the email and beat Zhu Qin. Lin Chang was going to leave Zhu Qin and run away, but was discovered by Zhu Qin before leaving. In order to avoid being beaten, Zhu Qin stopped Lin Chang. The ex-husband went up to Lin Chang and beat him up. Lin Chang's mortal enemy in the company secretly uploaded the video of Lin Chang being beaten to the internet. In the video, the ex-husband cursed very badly, and Lin Chang was pinned to the ground and beaten like a dead dog by the ex-husband. If the company hadn't called the police, Lin Chang would not know how he would be beaten. The company fired Lin Chang and Zhu Qin on the grounds that they had seriously damaged the company's image and caused significant losses to the company. Not to mention compensation, not suing this couple is already a blessing. Lin Chang knew he was in the wrong, but he didn't want to offend the company and be banned by the industry, so he admitted his defeat. Not long after, my neighbor sent a message saying that he saw Lin Chang taking Lin Ziyang to my house to find me. I turned on the surveillance at the door of my house and happened to see Lin Chang asking about my family situation. From the neighbor, I learned that I didn't go back at all, and my parents went out to travel and would not be back in the short term. Lin Chang was so angry that he jumped up and down, damn worry-free, playing so hard. Lin Ziyang urged him impatiently, "Dad, it's fine if he ignores us, or are we still asking him to do it? I'm hungry. Take me to KFC quickly." Lin Chang was angry, and when he heard what Lin Ziyang said, he kicked him angrily, eating, just eat. "You idiot! What else can you do besides eating?" Lin Ziyang looked at Lin Chang with red eyes in disbelief. "Dad, you actually hit me." Lin Chang said impatiently, "If it wasn't for keeping you an idiot, do I need to leave the house with nothing? I tell you, if you can't get the money from selling the house back from Shangsheng Inn, I will be the first to kill you." After that, he kicked Lin Ziyang hard again, and Lin Ziyang ran away in anger. I looked at Lin Ziyang's back in the surveillance and laughed coldly. "Ungrateful wolf, your retribution is still to come." I have been married to Lin Chang for more than 10 years, and the wife of his good brother is also a very good friend of mine. Knowing what Lin Chang did, these friends felt sorry for me and shared it with me secretly. After being fired by the company, Lin Chang interviewed 4 or 5 companies in a row but still couldn't find a job. Even if he reduced his salary by half, no one in the industry was willing to hire him. The arrogant Lin Chang simply didn't look for a job and went home to lie down. Seeing that he had lost his job and had to live on rented houses, Lin Chang immediately broke up with him. Lin Chang was so angry that he drank at home every day. When he was drunk, he took it out on Lin Ziyang, saying that he was not motivated and that was why he ran away. Not only did Lin Ziyang have to be beaten, but he also had to take care of the paralyzed old woman. The hard days he had been waiting for were finally sentenced to him. Friends feel sorry for Lin Ziyang's experience, but only I know how much this ungrateful wolf deserves. Friends think that Lin Chang has been unlucky enough and let me let go and start a new life. But in my opinion, all this is far from enough. A few days later, I found Mr. Qing, the boss of the loan company. After selling the house, I introduced him to several loan businesses. After a few visits, we became friends. After learning of my idea, Boss Qin patted his chest and assured me, "No problem, I'll take care of it." 3 months later, I ran into Lin Chang squatting at my door. When he saw me, he immediately rushed over with flowers. "Singson, I finally waited for you." I quickly stepped back 3 steps. "You've fallen into a cesspool." Can you get out of here if you're so foul-mouthed? A trace of embarrassment flashed across Lin Cheng's face, and then he came up to me warmly. Xingxin, don't be like this. I came here today to tell you good news. I frowned and looked at him. He couldn't wait to announce, Xingxin, my mother is dead. Come back with me. Yang misses you. We will return to our original life as a family of three. I laughed in anger. This scumbag is really a big man. It's fine that he didn't cry when his own mother died, but he proudly showed off the old vicious woman in his previous life everywhere. She died 10 years after I took care of her, and now she died so soon. She must have been pissed off to death by this scumbag. Well, there is retribution. This is the fate of the old vicious woman. Seeing that I didn't say anything, Lin Shang leaned over and came close to me, sinks in, let's. Before he finished speaking, I raised my foot and kicked him in the crotch. I told you to stay away. Don't you understand what I say? That's disgusting. Lin Cheng's face darkened. Shoes in. I gave you face. You'd better keep it. Otherwise, I sneered. How else are you going to do anything to me? You are a drug addict who is being chased for debts. What should I be afraid of? Lin Cheng stared at me with sinister eyes. Believe it or not, I will fight you to the death. I looked past him and smiled at behind him. Brother Dao, someone said they want to fight me to the death. Hey! Cheng's face turned pale in an instant, and his eyes were full of fear. I smiled and stared at Lin Cheng without looking back. Before Lin Cheng could turn around, Brother Dao had already walked to Lin Cheng with two younger brothers. Lin Cheng was so scared that he knelt down directly. Brother Dao, why are you here? Brother Dao sneered. You owe me money and you dare to run away. I'll teach you a lesson today. Lin Cheng begged for mercy again and again, but Brother Dao didn't listen to him at all. He dragged him aside and beat him up. Looking at Lin Cheng's embarrassed appearance and listening to his howling voice, I felt really relieved. Brother Dao is a subordinate of Boss Qian, who is responsible for collecting debts. Not only did he lose all his savings, but he also borrowed a lot of money from Boss Qian Harry. Now he is yelled at by debt collectors to pay back the money every day. His situation is worse than that of a street rat. Brother Dao's men dragged Lin Cheng into the van. Seeing that there was no one around, I approached Brother Dao. Thank you, Brother Dao, and thank Boss Chen for me. Brother Dao smiled lightly and said, You're welcome. We just asked him if he wanted to gamble, and he came up to us. We didn't need to resort to any tricks at all. Looking at the back of the van leaving, the big stone hanging in my heart fell halfway. The scumbag finally got his retribution. A few days later, I received the news that Lin Cheng had passed away. After he lost the last bit of borrowed money in gambling, he actually set his sights on Lin Zhi-Yang, wanting Lin Zhi-Yang to steal the neighbor's money over the balcony to help him pay off his gambling debt. Lin Zhi-Yang didn't agree. During the argument between the two, Lin Zhi-Yang personally pushed Lin Cheng down the building, which was more than 10 stories high. Lin Cheng died on the spot, and the security guard in the community called the police. I originally wanted to let Lin Cheng abuse him for a while, and then I would deal with him, but I didn't expect that in this life he would push Lin Cheng off the building. Karma is cyclical, and retribution is inevitable. Now, Lin Zhi-Yang is locked up in the detention center. The police said that he was in a very bad mood, refused to eat or drink, and wanted to see me. In the end, I agreed to the police's proposal and met Lin Zhi-Yang in the detention center. However, I hadn't seen him for more than half a year, and I couldn't recognize him. Sloppy, embarrassed, thin, the whole person was as dark as a rat living in the sewer. When he saw me, his expression was very excited. Mom, you are finally here. I know I was wrong. Please save me, okay? I am your own son. You can't just stand by and watch him die. I looked at him calmly with no waves in my heart. Lin Zhi-Yang, isn't this the freedom you risked your life to win? Why don't you love me now? Lin Zhi-Yang was stunned, and then his eyes became sinister. You vicious woman, why do you want to divorce me? It's obvious Liu who should die. I am a senior executive of a large company who graduated from a prestigious university with a salary of millions, and I should have a happy life. I was slightly stunned. I didn't expect that Lin Zai Hi Yang was also reborn, but he was reborn at the wrong time. I smiled and stood up. So what? In this life, you will never get out of prison for the rest of your life. So stay in jail, you ungrateful son. The end of the full text. Thank you for watching.